My view of embryo experimentation is that it's experimenting on the first stage of a human being. I was once an embryo, that you were all once embryos, and that we shouldn't experiment on embryos because that's experimenting on very little people. And we would have a very, very strong reason to do so, and I don't think we have such strong reasons. I don't think it is ethical to do so because it's destroying a human being in their first moments of existence. And sometimes we do allow people to die in certain circumstances. Sometimes we allow killing of human beings in certain circumstances, but they're very limited circumstances, and I don't think it's justified to experiment on a human embryo, even right at the beginning. But this is allowed in this country, and so if it is going to be allowed, which I'm not in favour of, it's good that there should be some limits to it. If there weren't a 14-day rule, I don't think there would be any other rule. This is, I think the 14-day rule is a little bit bogus. I don't think the reasons for it are very strong, but it is a rule which has held for a long time. It was first suggested in 1978 in America, and then it was suggested again in England in the Warnock Report, and in various other countries have copied it. And it's a rule that seems to hold because it allows scientists who want to do this to do most of what they want, and there isn't an obvious reason to go further. But I think if you were to go further, then the immediate question would be, well, why not 21 days then? Why not 28 days then? What's the limit? And another aspect of this, and this is one of the reasons for the 14-day rule, is after 14 days you'd have to be gestating it somehow. If you're going to have legal embryo experimentation, it's better to have the 14-day rule than not to have it. There are no limit to the claims which are made in this area. And that is in part because embryos are the very beginning of a human being. So every possible disease has a beginning somehow. And if you experiment on an embryo, maybe you could learn the secrets of every possible disease. So people have often made claims in relation to diseases that are very difficult for us at the moment, diseases that we don't have much idea how we might treat, so Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, motor neuron disease, diseases of the nervous system in particular. And claims are often made that learning more about an embryo might help in some way in relation to these diseases. But at that point, things tend to be a bit vague. If you want to do a particular thing, then you've got to justify doing that particular thing. In the long run, we're all dead. So we've got to think, what do we do in the medium term? And what we're doing in the medium term reasonable and justified? And I don't think there's a justification for even for what's happening at the moment, but certainly there's not a justification for experimenting on an embryo at 28 days or at 9 weeks or at 15 weeks, because that's what you're talking about.